Welcome everyone to Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here for a Saturday evening matchup between the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Utica Unicorns. And it is a beautiful day here as it is 74 degrees and started off partly cloudy, but the skies are clearing up even more so now, and it's just perfect temperature, low humidity. Just a beautiful day, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's a lot better this evening than last night. It was a little bit chilly and a lot windy, so.
Yeah, Thursday we didn't get the game in because of rain. Last night it was cold and really, really windy.
Yeah, it felt like fall weather.
But it feels like tonight we found a happy medium. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's like the Goldilocks fairy tale all over again. But anyway, on the mound for the Unicorns in tonight's matchup is going to be Cody Brown, while opposite him will be Jeremy Holcomb.
Yeah, Cody Brown this evening for the Unicorns has 15 innings pitched, has given up 16 hits, 8 walks, has 7 strikeouts, given up 10 runs, 9 in which were earned, an ERA of 5.40 and a whip of 138. And on the other hand, for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, you have, of course, Jeremy Holcomb, and he's just been dominant for this Westside Woolly Mammoths pitching staff. He's got 62 and a half innings pitched. He has 5 wins, 2 losses. He's given up 50 hits, has given up 18 walks, has 42 strikeouts, given up 23 runs, 19 in which were earned, an ERA of 2.72 and a whip of 1.
Yeah, Jeremy Holcomb has just been nothing short of fantastic. Like I said, he was supposed to start back on Thursday, Dan, but because of the rain, obviously that didn't happen. We got as far as the national anthem, and then the rain started falling from the sky.
Yeah.
So he'll go on. He'll take the mound today, and like you said, Dan, he's had a spectacular season so far. He's actually looking for a bounce-back outing, however, as by his standards, he didn't have that great of an outing last time out.
No, he did not.
He went 5 innings with 3 earned runs, giving up 3 hits, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. And, I mean, that's not a terrible stat line, but for him, he's been so consistent all season long. That's a bad stat line for his standards,
yes.
I'd say.
Yeah. And, you know, the last time these two teams faced each other was last Saturday night, and it was a 5-3 victory for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Travis McQueen for the Woolly Mammoths got the start, and Donnie Murray from the Unicorns.
Yeah, Travis McQueen in that ballgame was nothing short of phenomenal. He went 6 innings, gave up no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and struck out 7. He was absolutely phenomenal, and he's really fallen in comfortably into that starting role for the Mammoths, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And, you know, we've seen him at the beginning of the season in a relieving role, and like I always like to call him, Travis Lightning McQueen, now back in the starting role.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good game today on hand. The RBIs for the Mammoths in that 5-3 victory last Saturday, a week ago from today, came from Joe Davis. He only had 1 hit in that ballgame, but he got 3 RBIs off of it. That was thanks to a fielding error from Mitchell Price out in left field that allowed that 3rd run to score, but 3 RBIs nonetheless for Joe Davis. And then R.J. Fuhr, who's really stepping his game up these last couple of weeks, was hot in the month of July, had 2 RBIs as well, going 1 for 3 in that game.
Yes.
And then on the Unicorn side of things, it was just Dylan Sprague who
had those 3 RBIs.
3 RBIs on a base hit and a sac fly. So let's see if the Unicorns can maybe spread out the offense a little bit more today and see if they can't score more against the Mammoths.
Yeah, the Woolly Mammoths coming in tonight's ballgame have a 16-17 record, as the Unicorns have a 17-18 record. Now, Brian, I'm going to ask you, who are you going to pick for your player of the game this evening?
I'm going to go with Jeff Smith of the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
I like that deal.
Jeff Smith has been getting better as the season has progressed. He was a little rough for a while there. He's striking out a lot, but he's starting to break out of that a little bit here as his average is back above 200 now in 33 games played. He's got 117 at-bats with 24 hits and 9 RBIs, and he's been walked 21 times. And like I said, his average is 205. So he's been heating up here lately, and I'm expecting him to continue to heat up here in the month of August as he looks to finish off the season strong.
Yes, and you know, for tonight, I'm going to go with Brett Belkin. He has 36 hits, has 0 home runs, but has 8 RBIs and has walked 11 times and has a batting average of .321.
Yeah, and that's in 32 games with 112 at-bats. So he's been exactly what the Unicorns need out of a leadoff hitter.
Yes.
You know, he's solid defensively. He's one of the best shortstops in the game here at Jimmy John's Field. And then on top of that, you know, he's a consistent leadoff hitter. He's batting over 300, so you can always expect him to get on base when he leads things off.
Yeah, I see him during batting practice before the ball game. He's making some really good swings. So is Jeff Smith as well.
Yeah, Balkin doesn't have a whole lot of power in that, and you could even see that in batting practice. He was getting balls to the warning track at best, but he hits them in good locations. And a lot of times, he's a good contact hitter, and he just gets on base and he sets up his team for success.
You know who was really making some good swings was Nico Lolio as well.
Yeah, Nico Lolio, his first time through on the BP, was really crushing the ball, hitting a lot of them out, and it was phenomenal to see. And afterwards we spoke to him real quick, and he was saying that he really was feeling his legs today, so he's expecting to have a good game today, and let's hope that he can do so, as the starting lineups are about to happen for the Unicorns and the Mammoths, so we'll send it down the field for that. Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field on Pirates and Princess Night. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here, and Dan, what a way to have a theme for our night,
Yeah.
Pirates and Princess Night.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, but hey, whatever works.
But meanwhile, it's going to be Jeremy Holcomb on the mound, who continues warming up. While he warms up and we wait for first pitch, Dan, why don't you go through these starting lineups for the Utica Unicorns one more time, as they will take swings first here today.
All right, here we go. Leading off, the shortstop, Brett the Stash Belkin. Batting second, the third baseman, Dylan Sprague. Batting third, the first baseman, and making his USPBL debut, Willie Martin. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Nico Lolio. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Tony Roselli. Batting sixth, the catcher, Greg Jones. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Mike Rampone. Batting eighth, and also making his USPBL debut, the designated hitter, Tanner Levine. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Justin Erlinson. Defensively for the Westside Woolly Mammoths this evening, out in left, you have Riley Palmer. In center, you have Thomas Fiesel. In right, you have Sean Wood. At third, you have Kent Blackstone. At short, you have Jeff Smith. At second, you have Joe Davis. At first, you have Ethan Whisker. Doing the catching behind the plate this evening is Kyle Hamner. And on the mound, once again, for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Jeremy Holcomb.
Jeremy Holcomb has been money all season long for the Westside Woolly Mammoths on the mound, and he will look to continue that here today as we wait for Brett Balkin to stand in for the first batter of this ball game.
And I went with him as my player of the game once again this evening.
And he will lead things off as he is coming to the plate now.
Hoping that Stash can do some magic here for him tonight.
Brett Balkin sporting that red sleeve as usual, as I struggle to get those words out.
Come on, Brian, it's a Saturday evening.
We're just starting here. I'm still getting warmed up. And before Balkin can even get a chance to take some swings, you can see that Blackstone down there at third base is playing a little bit shallow, as Balkin, with all that speed, can bunt, as he's going to hit that one right to the shortstop Smith on the first pitch. And the throw down to Whisker will be in time.
Well, that didn't take long to get the first out of the ball game.
Not long at all. For one pitch and one out here in the top of the first inning. So now Dylan Sprague will step in for his first at bat of the ball game.
And once again, last Saturday when these two teams faced each other, he had 3 RBIs. What a night for him.
Yeah, just 1 for 3 in that ball game, but he made his at-bats count, as that's going to be a strike on the outer corner. 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Holcomb, 0-1.
He is hitting .286, has 8 hits, a home run, and 9 RBIs.
Another strike in there taken by Sprague, 0-2.
Holcomb's not wasting any time.
Again, Holcomb sets. Here comes the 0-2. It's going to be grounded down the first base line. Whisker will take it himself and tag first base. So on 4 pitches, Holcomb has 2 outs here to start the ball game.
It's one way to keep your pitch count low.
That is for sure. So now making his USPBL debut is Willie Martin.
And he's down at first base this evening for the Unicorns. Fans are still piling in here at the ballpark. It's going to be a great evening for some baseball.
As Holcomb sets on the mound, here comes the first pitch to Martin. That's going to be a ball low and inside. Going to get away from Hamner, but nobody on base. 1-0 now. Comes the 1-0. It's going to be a fastball outside, 2-0. That fastball's fouled off and in the netting to the right of home plate. Be 2-1 now on Martin.
Martin's wearing number 19 this evening for the Unicorns. Used to be Tara Jedikowski's number.
It's got a big shoes to fill here with the Unicorns, as that's going to be a ball 3-1 now.
Yeah, Tara Jedikowski last weekend got a Major League contract signed for the Minnesota Twins.
So 3-1 is going to be fouled into the right side. Going to land in the Unicorns' dugout. And it'll be a full count now on Willie Martin in his first at-bat with the Utica Unicorns. As the 3-2 comes in. That'll be a ball outside, so Willie Martin in his debut with the Unicorns will draw a full count walk.
Here comes the power hitter Nico Lolio to the plate now.
Nico Lolio is actually playing left field today. Ever since Jellikowski got signed, he was playing first base, but with the addition of Martin and Levine, he has been moved out to the outfield. He's been getting a lot more starts, or a lot more looks in the starting lineup ever since Jellikowski got signed. As he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, 0-1.
Nico Lolio's hitting .210, has 22 hits, 5 home runs, and 25 RBIs.
The 0-1 comes in, and it's going to be a fastball outside for a ball, 1-1. 1-1's going to be hit towards the gap as they had a slight shift on him. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. And there's going to be runners at the corners now as Martin advances to third base. So Nico Lolio hits the first base hit of the ball game. And we got runners at the corners with 2 outs now on the top of the first. And Tony Roselli can break this one open to give the Unicorns the lead. Yeah, they had a slight shift on Nico Lolio.
Yeah.
He
beat it.
Yeah, the second baseman Davis was playing a little bit closer to first than usual. And the shortstop Smith was playing directly behind second base, and he hit it in that gap between the second baseman and the shortstop on the right side. So it was a ground ball base hit for Nico Lolio to start things off today, and we have runners at the corners now for Tony Roselli.
Tony Roselli's hitting .167, has 7 hits, a home run, and 2 RBIs. Perfect chance here to get his Unicorns on the board.
Meanwhile, he's going to fly that one out of play down the right side. Yeah, he's going to need to get something going here. He was 0 for 4 last Saturday as well, with 2 strikeouts and a flyout and a ground out. With that 167 batting average needs to come up, and it's a good opportunity here with runners in scoring position to do so. So 1-1 on Tony Roselli. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be a ball slightly too high, 2-1. Jeremy Holcomb's been relying pretty heavily on that fastball here in the first inning, Dan.
Yeah, he needs to watch out. Some hitters are going to catch up to it. It's good to mix up your pitches.
So the 2-1 will come in, and that'll be another fastball outside. 3-1 now.
He's looking right now, missing with location with that fastball as well.
Definitely something to be wary of. Comes the 3-1 pitch. It's going to be grounded fair ball down the third base line. Has it Blackstone. They're going to throw it on a first base, and the throw will beat Roselli by about 2 steps, and that's going to end the inning. So the Unicorns threaten, but they can't score. And we go to the bottom half of the first inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be Tommy Fiesel, Joe Davis, and Alex Abbott. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the first inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here. Dan, why don't you go through the Westside Woolly Mammoths starting lineup as we wait for the first pitch from Cody Brown?
I would love to. Leading off, the center fielder, Thomas Fiesel. Batting second, the second baseman, Joe Davis. Batting third, the designated hitter, Alex Abbott. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Ethan Whisker. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Kent Blackstone. Batting sixth, the catcher, Kyle Hamner. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Riley Palmer. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Sean Wood. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Jeff Smith. Defensively for the Unicorns this evening, out in left, you have Nico Lolio. In center, you have Tony Roselli. In right, you have Justin Erlinson. At third, you have Dylan Sprague. At short, you have Brett Belkin. At second, you have Mike Rampone. Over there at first, you have Willie Martin. And catching is Greg Jones. And once again on the mound for this evening for the Unicorns is Cody Brown.
Cody Brown, his last time out, got the start as well. He started the year in the bullpen for the Unicorns and has made his way to starting rotation. And his last start, he went 4 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Not terrible. I'm assuming they're keeping his pitch count pretty low as he makes the transition to a starter.
Yeah, he has an ERA of 5.40 and a whip of 138.
The whip's not terrible, but the ERA definitely has to come down, as that's going to be a foul ball for strike 2 on Fiesel.
Thomas Fiesel is hitting .381, has 8 hits and an RBI.
Yeah, he went 2 for 4 back on Saturday with 2 base hits, struck out twice and walked. So he's been pretty consistent at the plate for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and in his short span here with the Mammoths, he's got a .381 batting average. So he has been doing pretty good in that leadoff spot for them, as that's going to be a ball high 1-2 now. Yeah, as Cody Brown sets, here's the delivery of the pitch. He'll swing and miss at that one, and looks like he got a piece of that after all, so it'll remain 1-2. As Fiesel stays alive here. The 1-2 pitch is going to be grounded down the third base line, but foul.
Just a beautiful evening here at the ballpark.
And Justin Upton hits a 2-run home run in the top of the first inning. The Tigers now lead the Orioles 2-0, and Justin Upton has been on fire lately.
How about that grand slam last night to give the Tigers the win?
Yeah, that was his 20th home run of the season, as the 1-2 pitch is going to be grounded towards Rampone at second, and he's going to bobble it, and he'll slide as he tries to recover. And that's going to be Fiesel, who will reach base safely. And that'll be an E4. So now Joe Davis will step in with no 1 on and no outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
Last Saturday, Joe Davis had a very productive evening, had 3 RBIs. Really got that Woolly Mammoths to win.
Now Cody Brown's really going to have to work to make sure that freebie doesn't come around to score. Tommy Fiesel, especially don't want the top of the lineup to get on base due to freebies because of all that speed they have, as that's going to be a strike in there. 92-mile-an-hour fastball taken by Joe Davis, 0-1. Fiesel down there at first base, Dan, has a lot of speed on the base paths.
Yes.
That's why he hits in the leadoff position. And then to let him reach on an error, you got to be careful. Cody Brown's going to be definitely keeping an eye on him down there at first base. As the 0-1 pitch comes in, and that'll be another fastball taken for a strike, 0-2.
Joe Davis hitting .172, has 5 hits and 5 RBIs.
A throw down at first base. Fiesel gets back in there quickly.
Yeah, Cody Brown, like you were saying, needs to keep a very close eye on Fiesel. He's getting a pretty decent lead out there.
Fiesel making sure not to get picked off. But like you said, yeah, very strong lead as the 0-2 pitch is going to be driven to center field on a line, but Roselli will get underneath it, and make the catch in center, and that's going to be the first out here as Fiesel will retreat back to first base. So now Alex Abbott will step in. He's got a runner at first base with 1 out now. Alex Abbott, the power hitter in the lineup for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
He's been red hot as of late now. He's hitting .294, has 32 hits, 6 home runs, and 21 RBIs.
Hitting .294 on the season. So reason he hits in that number 3 spot, as that's going to be a ball just outside. Nice fastball there from Cody Brown, trying to see if Abbott would bite on that, but no dice, so 1-0. In comes the 1-0, and that's going to get away from Greg Jones, allowing Fiesel to advance to second base. So a wild pitch allows Fiesel to take second, and now we got a runner in scoring position for Alex Abbott, who all of a sudden has an opportunity for an RBI.
Question is, could he make it 22? Right now he has 21 of them.
That would certainly be nice, at least for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. I'm sure he wouldn't mind taking advantage of the mistakes of the other team. The 2-0 pitch comes in. He's going to fly that one high in the air in a foul territory. It's going to land safely, however. And it'll be 2-1 now on Alex Abbott. So Fiesel at second now. As Brown sets on the mound, takes a peek back at Fiesel at second. And here comes the 2-1. He's going to foul tip that one off the mask of Jones, and that'll make it 2-2. Count falls even. There was a little bit of a breeze before the game started, Dan, but it seems to have died down as the flag out there in center field is laying there, you know, just sitting there, not doing much of anything.
Yeah, the wind last night was just crazy. Blowing, we just kept looking at the flag out there in center. It moved directions a lot.
As the 2-2 comes in, it's going to be driven high in the air towards left center. On the run is Roselli as he ranges to his left, or his right, our left, and he's going to make the catch, and they'll throw into the cutoff man, Balkin at short, and that'll keep Fiesel at second base.
Yeah, Fiesel thought about going.
So that will be the second out here in the bottom of the first inning.
But yeah, they hold up because Roselli with that strong arm out there in center. Ethan Whisker is hitting .207, has 12 hits, a home run, and 8 RBIs.
It's going to be Ethan Whisker, like you said, Dan, coming to the plate now with a man on scoring position here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Let's see if he can break the scoreless tie here and give his team an early lead. It's Tommy Fiesel still out there at second base, as that one's going to get through the legs of Greg Jones off the backstop right back to him. They're going to throw it down to third, but not in time, as Fiesel takes third on another wild pitch. And these freebies are going to kill the Unicorns if they can't corral these, and we've seen it before with these speedsters on the base paths.
Like, for instance, E. Makowski, he takes advantage of it as well.
So Arrow allowed Fiesel to reach first as the 1-0 comes in. It's going to be a ball outside 2-0. And then 2 wild pitches have had Fiesel advance all the way to third base. So by all accounts, Fiesel shouldn't be on base at all. But because of defensive lapses and then wild pitches, he's all the way at third base, which is going to be a ball outside. 3-0 now to Ethan Whisker. Whisker last time out, Dan, was 0 for 5, and he hit into 2 double plays in that ball game, as that's going to be a strike 3-1.
Yeah, those double plays came in the third. That was the first one, then back in the 9th. But then he reached safely on an error in the 7th.
As he swings and misses at that one. Big grip there to 92-mile-an-hour fastball. That was outside. And the counts run full now. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning with a runner at third base as the Mammoths look to take the lead here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Brown. Well, he's going to ground that one towards Balkin at short. Balkin has it. He'll throw down to first base, and that's going to end the threat. So much like the Unicorns in the top half, the Mammoths put a man in scoring position but cannot bring him home. So we go to the top of the second inning with still a scoreless tie. When we come back, it's going to be Gregory Jones, Mike Rampone, and Tanner Levine making his debut with the Unicorns, due up for them. That's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in their lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask out here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the second inning, where due up for the Utica Unicorns is the catcher, Gregory Jones.
Gregory Jones hitting .250, has 13 hits, a home run, and 6 RBIs.
As the first pitch to him is going to be a ball outside, 1-0 now.
Both teams threatened to score, but couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, that was back, obviously, in the first inning, as it's only the second. As this going to be another ball outside, 2-0 now. Jones in the game last Saturday against the Mammoths struck out 3 times in that ball game, going 0 for 4, as that's going to be fouled down the first baseline. 2-1 now, as he's going to look to improve on that. Here comes the 2-1. It's going to be fouled in the netting behind home plate, and the count will fall even 2-2. Great crowd on hand here today, Dan.
Yes, it is. You got the hill filling out up there in right, and then the stands are filling up as well.
Yeah, just full stadium all the way around, and I mean that's pretty common for Saturday nights. We also have a huge group here out in the left field patio, left field pavilion, I should say, as that's going to be a ball low. Count will run full now, 3-2 to Jones. And yeah, Saturday nights tend to be the nights that fill out the best. The weekend is here, and people have some time on their hands, as that's going to be in there for a strike. And Gregory Jones is caught looking on a fastball on the inner third of the plate. So that's the first strikeout for Jeremy Holcomb in tonight's ball game, as Mike Rampone will step in for his first swings of this game. Mike Rampone is playing second base today.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, I just love his walk-up song. It's the Lion King.
That's much akin to Yoenis Cespedes.
Yep.
As that's going to be a ball low, 1-0. Looks like he went with an off-speed pitch that time. Haven't seen many of those at Holcomb yet.
Rampone's hitting .293, has 22 hits, a home run, and 8 RBIs for the Unicorns.
As that'll be another ball low, 2-0, this time going to the fastball. Yeah, he had a good game back on Saturday. He went 2 for 4 in that game, reaching safely 3 times, 2 base hits, and reaching on an error. So 3-0 now on Rampone, as another pitch missed. Let's see what Holcomb does here as he sets. Here's the delivery. That one's going to be on the outside corner, 3-1. It's a good 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Holcomb that time. That one will be way outside, not even a chance on that. And Mike Rampone will draw a 5-pitch walk out of Jeremy Holcomb, his second of the ball game.
And we know how walks can really hurt your pitch count.
Yeah, they can, and you don't want to have too many of them, just in general. So now it's going to be Tanner Levine who will stand in.
He's also making his USPBL debut tonight for the Unicorns.
He dons the number 22 and will be playing DH, but is also capable of playing first base. It's a left-handed hitter, as that's going to be a ball low, 1-0. So runner at first base with 1 out after Rampone draw that walk, and that's going to be a throw down to first. He'll slide back in successfully, though.
Now the question is, who will get their first hit first? Would it be Levine or Martin this evening?
So the 1-0 pitch comes in. That's going to be grounded towards the first baseman, but foul. And that will make it 1-2 on the count. Or 1-1, I apologize. So now Mike Rampone will retreat back to first base. He got a good jump on that foul ball. He was in second safely. So if that ball would have stayed fair, he would have negated the double play. Double play can end the inning, but Mike Rampone's got a lot of speed, and ooh, that throw in almost got him. Rampone just barely beating the throw over. The 1-1 is going to be chopped towards the second baseman. They're only going to have to play at first, and they will make it. And that'll be the second out here in the top of the second inning. So productive out, though, out of Tanner Levine as he moves his runner into scoring position for Justin Erlinson.
Justin Erlinson, sitting 200, has 5 hits and an RBI. In the game last Saturday against the Woolly Mammoths, he went 0 for 4 despite being walked in the 9th.
And that'll be a first pitch ball, 1-0 on Erlinson. Swing and a miss there, as that will be a strike, 1-1.
Big rip from him there.
Yeah, he whiffed on that 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Holcomb. Erlinson 3 for 15 on the season so far. Has 1 RBI to show for it. Ooh, that one nearly hits him as he has to make a quick dodge there. It'll be 2-1. Erlinson gets a hit here. It'll jump his average 50 points from 200 to 250. Not to mention with that runner in scoring position, could give him his second RBI of the season. Ooh, and that one hit him in the back of the helmet. Good sportsmanship there from Hamner. The first thing he was worried about, asking him if he was okay. Knocked the helmet off of Erlinson. And he will take his base.
Let's just hope he's okay. Jim Essian's actually for the Beaumont doctor to come out to just check on him.
Concussion protocol, I'm sure. I mean, he took a baseball to the head there. Granted, it hit his helmet, knocked his helmet off. He seems no worse for wear, but concussion symptoms, very important, don't always crop up right away. So, nothing wrong with being safe. You know, the saying, rather be safe than sorry, right?
Yes.
So as they check on Erlinson, Brett Balkin will continue to warm up over there.
Yeah, he's 0 for 1 so far this evening. Ground out to the shortstop. Jeff Smith, his first time up. And I went with him as my player of the game this evening.
Yeah, he grounded out on that first pitch from Holcomb. Let's hope he makes it a little bit further in this at-bat. So he's got a runner at first and second out, 2 outs. As the first pitch to Balkin is going to be a fastball taken inside, 1-0.
Holcomb's really relying on that fastball this evening.
Yeah, he's only thrown a few off-speed pitches. So the 1-0 pitch comes in. That one's going to be grounded right back to the mound over his glove, and they're going to get the force at second is Davis. And that'll end the inning. So Balkin will ground out for the second time today, or actually he hits into a fielder's choice technically. And nonetheless, again, the Unicorns threaten but cannot score as they leave runners at first and second base. We go to the bottom half of the second inning where due out for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be Kent Blackstone, Kyle Hamner, and Riley Palmer. So we'll be back shortly with more. Still a scoreless tie here at Jimmy John's Field. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the second inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you this Saturday evening matchup between the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Utica Unicorns, and it's going to be Kent Blackstone set to lead things off here.
Kent Blackstone's hitting .255, has 27 hits, 2 home runs, and 28 RBIs. Another power hitter in this Woolly Mammoths lineup.
As he's going to ground the first pitch over to Rampone at second, and he'll make a quick toss down to Martin at first, and that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the second.
So like Balkin, my bad, didn't waste any time. Blackstone didn't waste any time, went at the first pitch.
So now Kyle Hamner will step in.
Hamner's hitting .280, has 23 hits and 9 RBIs.
So despite his high batting average, he doesn't have much to show for it. Only those 9 RBIs on the season.
And he was not in the ball game for the Woolly Mammoths last Saturday when these two teams faced each other.
Be a ball, 1-0. It was Nick Krause who was behind the plate in that ball game. As he's going to ground that one right to the third baseman, Sprague, who will toss down to first base. And that'll be a quick second out here. And it's going to be a quick 2 outs here on the bottom of the second inning for Riley Palmer.
Seems like a lot of these hitters just love going after that first pitch.
Well, Cody Brown's doing a good job of attacking the strike zone.
Yes, he is.
And he's been producing quite a few ground balls here, as that's the third consecutive ground ball out he's gotten in this ball game.
Now Riley Palmer, who is up hitting .222, has 26 hits, 3 home runs, and 14 RBIs.
As he fans and misses at a first pitch breaking ball, 0-1.
He was also not in the ball game last Saturday when these two teams faced each other.
He's going to ground that one fair ball down the first base line It's going to get away from Martin, and Palmer's going to reach base safely on that error.
That's a second error now for the Unicorns.
The last time that happened was an error from Mike Rampone that allowed Fiesel, the leadoff man in the first, to reach safely. And then 2 wild pitches brought him all the way to third base, so let's hope that we don't repeat that same scenario. So now Sean Wood will step in.
Sean Wood hitting 107, has 3 hits, a home run, and 4 RBIs.
He did go, however, over 2 on last Saturday, but drew 2 walks.
Yeah, the first walk came in the second, and then the second walk came back in the 8th.
So he's got 11 walks in the season. He's doing a good job at the plate of laying off pitches. But he's just, when he's swinging the bat, not making the best contact in the world. And when he does, he just tends to hit it right to the fielders. As again, and this one's driven deep to center field onto the warning track, and Roselli will make the catch and end the inning.
Wow, did that have a loud sound came off of his bat there?
And that time he did make good contact and drove that one straight away center field. But again, Roselli was right there to make the catch, and he just had to back up to the edge of the warning track to make that catch. So despite an error in this inning that allowed a man on, they'll leave him stranded at first, as it's still a scoreless tie where we go to the top of the third inning. When we come back in the top of the third, it's going to be Dylan Sprague, Willie Martin, and Nico Lolio set to lead things off. Those are your 2, 3, 4 hitters, the heart of that lineup for the Unicorns. So let's hope they can break this scoreless tie. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
We are pleased to announce yet another player from the USPBL who has signed a contract with a major league organization. On the field, our USPBL chairman and CEO, Andy Appley, and the newest member of the Minnesota Twins organization, current USPBL home run leader, graduate of Madonna University from Fraser, Michigan, and joined by his family. Has a few words he'd like to say right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the third inning. We're doing for the Utica Unicorns is going to be the third baseman, Dylan Sprague.
Dylan Sprague's hitting 286 as 8 hits, a home run, and 9 RBIs.
On that first pitch, he's going to ground it to Davis at second, and that'll be the first out here. So another first pitch ground ball. Both teams seem to be swinging at these first pitches pretty often. And Dan, for me, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, for me too.
Doc Emmerich was here just getting interviewed by Matt Darien. For those of you who don't know, Doc Emmerich is the voice of hockey on NBC and probably the most recognizable voice in hockey right now.
What a beautiful voice he has, you know.
It's definitely memorable.
Yes.
I got excited. I did not know he was going to be here, and that makes me very happy because Doc Emmerich is someone I really look up to in the broadcasting industry and someone I really aspire to be. So, especially as someone who hockey's my favorite sport. So I really hope that maybe I get to shake hands with him later. As it's a 1-0 pitch is going to be grounded towards the shortstop Smith, who will toss it down to Whisker, and that'll be the second out. And again, a quick first 2 outs, and it seems to be the trend here.
Yeah, I mean, they're hitters going after that first pitch, and Holcomb is making quick work, just like Cody Brown is.
Yeah, so with 2 quick outs, like you said, they've been the pitchers have been attacking the strike zone pretty well, and that's been forcing a lot of ground outs. It's been a quick 2 innings here as Nico Lolio steps in for a second at bat and will swing and miss at a fastball outside, 0-1. Nico Lolio right now is the only hit for the Utica Unicorns. There is a slight shift on him again here in this at-bat, as Davis will be playing a little bit further towards first base than normal, as the shortstop Smith is playing a little closer to second. And that'll be a ball outside, 1-1 now. Nico Lolio, like I said, has the only base hit so far in the game. His average is up to 210 now. Say another ball, 3-1 now to Nico Lolio. He's a hometown guy out of Brownstown, Michigan. As the 3-1 from Holcomb is in, foul tipped into the netting behind home plate, 3-2. We've said it a lot, Dan, but it's kind of Nico Lolio's signature thing is where he comes in clutch.
Yes, he does. You know, whether it be in a pinch hit situation or even in the starting rotation, but most of his clutch hitting has come in the pinch hitting role.
As he hits that one towards the second baseman, Davis. Davis has it and will look to throw down. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Holcomb as Nico Lolio grounds out. So we will go to the bottom half of the third inning. We're due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Will be the number 9 hitter and shortstop, Jeff Smith. Following him will be Thomas Fiesel and Joe Davis. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. It's still a scoreless tie here at Jimmy John's Field. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the third inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here at Jimmy John's Field, as it is still a scoreless tie between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. And leading off for the Mammoths is going to be Jeff Smith.
Jeff Smith hitting .205, has 24 hits, 0 home runs, and 9 RBIs. And you went with him as your player of the game this evening.
Yeah, he's been heating up here. His batting average is above 200 again. Still .205, which is definitely not where you want it to be, but he's finally starting to find his groove, and he's been hitting a lot more consistently. He went 1 for 3 last Saturday, and he also drew a walk in that game with 2 stolen bases. So 1-1 now on Smith, and when he gets on the base paths, he is such a weapon for the Westside Woolly Mammoths because he's got a lot of that speed, and he's not afraid to steal base.
No, he's not.
And he stole those 2 stolen bases came in the same inning. He stole second, and then he had the gall to steal third. So he's definitely fearless on the base paths.
And if he gets on, you got to bet Cody Brown's going to keep a close eye on him.
So 2-1 now on Smith. For the longest time, Smith was just kind of had a lot of bad luck.
Yes.
When he would hit the ball, he'd make good contact, but hit it right at the guys. He's going to hit this one in the right field for a base hit.
There it is.
So again, Jeff Smith just continues to pick things up, and he's really starting to find his groove. So a base hit for him in his first at-bat will put a man out with no outs. So now Thomas Fiesel will step in.
And that was the Woolly Mammoths' first hit of the ball game.
So Cody Brown, Cody Brown's
no hit bid.
No hitter, only lasted 2 innings this time.
And here's Thomas Fiesel up for his second time. I mean, he was productive on the base paths. He advanced due to the wild pitches from Cody Brown.
The first pitch to Fiesel is going to be a strike, 0-1.
He reached safely due to an error on Mike Rampone.
Throw on first base will not be in time. Nearly got Smith at first, but he dove in just in time as the fans begin to do the wave here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, great crowd on hand this evening.
That is for sure. It's just a full ballpark tonight, as that's going to be a fastball low for a striker in the lower half of the strike zone, I should say. 0-2 now on Fiesel.
Yeah, there's lots going on here at the ballpark this evening. You have Pirates and Princesses Day.
Pirates and Princess Day.
And then also a lot of groups are here. And then, of course, we got surprise with Doc Emmerich.
Yeah, that was definitely a surprise to be sure. And yeah, that is the highlight of my day for sure. That's going to be a foul ball out of play on the right side. 0-2.
Yeah, Matt Deary was interviewing him about the new Red Wings arena.
Yeah, he said he was definitely praising the Red Wings to be sure. He's talking about how they won the championship, and he said, and that's the thing about Doc Emmerich that I really appreciate, is because he's like the national broadcaster, he doesn't necessarily have a bias. He will say things that need to be said.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the Red Wings, it will take some time, but with the ownership they have, they will get there. They have a strong young core down in Grand Rapids, and the next few years might be hard to watch, but they'll get there. And I that's what I really like. I like it when broadcasters aren't biased.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you're watching like Fox Sports Detroit, you expect a little bit of a bias because it's your hometown network. But I like honesty.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Doc Emmerich, just hearing that voice brings back hockey season.
As that's a ground ball over to Brett Balkin, and he'll tag second base, throw it on to first, and that's going to be a double play. Great job there by Brett Balkin on handling that ground ball. And the Utica Unicorns turn a double play here and clear the bases for Joey Davis, who will step up with 2 outs.
Joe Davis is 0 for 1. He flew out to the center fielder, Tony Roselli, his first time up.
Tony Roselli has gotten all the work out there in the outfield today. He has put out all 3 fly balls. The first pitch is coming into Davis in the second at bat, and that's going to be flown into the concourse on the right side, 0-1. Brown and Jones decide on a pitch, and here comes the 0-1. Swing to miss, big rip there by Davis as he fans on that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Cody Brown also relying on that fastball of his, just like Jeremy Holcomb.
Already in this ballgame, we've seen Cody Brown's stuff seems to be better.
Yes.
He's only allowed that 1 hit to this point so far as the 0-2 pitch comes in. And that'll be a ball just outside, barely missing with that slider. 1-2.
I feel like Cody Brown mixes up his pitches a lot more than Jeremy Holcomb so far this evening. Jeremy Holcomb's been relying mostly with that fastball.
He's going to kind of half-heartedly swing to protect the plate and ground it down to first base. Oh, but Martin, in picking it up, bobbles it. And that'll be his second error on the ball game here. The third error for the Unicorns in 3 innings.
Kind of really, you don't want to start your USPBL career. Rough start for him. Already 2 errors for Willie Martin. Hopefully he can change that around.
Yeah, definitely not the way you want to start your year off with the Unicorns. 2 errors. Mitchell Price had similar struggles when he debuted last weekend. Made that error out in left field that allowed that extra run to score, but he made up for it later in that weekend. So that's going to be a strike on the out of corner, 0-1. Good fastball location there from Brown. Might just be some first game jitters out of Martin. The 0-1 pitch comes into Abbott as he drives that one to right field. On the run is Erlinson. And watch it fly. That's a home run.
Hits the concert venue out there.
And a 2-run home run for Alex Abbott is going to give the Westside Woolly Mammoths a 2-run lead here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And it's a 2-0 ball game just like that.
Wow, that got out in a hurry, Brian.
And you could tell off the bat that one had a chance. And that one just kept carrying, and Erlinson just had to look up and watch it go.
Man, how about Alex Abbott?
So a 2-run home run for Alex Abbott will give the Westside Woolly Mammoths the lead here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, 2-0. So now Ethan Whisker will follow that home run up with a few swings of his own.
That's home run number 7 of the season for Abbott.
That ties him for 2nd in active leaders, 1-0. Currently, the leader is still Jellikowski at 9, but since he signed with the Twins organization, the active leader right now is John Mankin at 8, as that's going to be a foul ball on the 3rd base line, but it will roll foul. So 1-1 now on Ethan Whisker after he fouled that one off. So Alex Abbott with a 2-run jack to right field will give his Westside Woolly Mammoths a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Just like last Saturday night, the Woolly Mammoths strike first again.
That's going to be a ball low and outside, 2-1. Yeah, that seems to be their MO when they play the Unicorns. It was the Mammoths who came out on top against the Unicorns last Saturday. The Mammoths were the away team that time. Technically today they are the home team. As Whisker swings and misses at a slider there from Cody Brown.
Definitely had him fooled there.
That count is going to fall to 2-2. Yeah, it's Cody Brown, just one bad pitch can really hurt you, as that one did. It was only 1 earned run technically, as that's a drop 3rd strike. Jones will have to throw down to 1st, and he will, and that'll end the inning. So 1 earned run for Brown on that 2-run home run because of the fact that Davis reached on an error. But nonetheless, the Mammoths now lead 2-0 as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. When we come back, it's going to be Tony Roselli set to lead things off. Following him, Greg Jones and Mike Rampone as the Utica Unicorns look to mount a comeback here in this ballgame. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
So welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here as we go to the top half, the 4th inning. And it's going to be Tony Roselli set to lead things off here.
Tony Roselli's 0 for 1 tonight. Ground out to the 3rd baseman, Kent Blackstone, his first time up.
He had a 3-1 count in that at-bat, but ended up grounding out to Blackstone. He looks to change things up here as he went 0 for 4 in last Saturday's ballgame against the Mammoths as well. He swings and misses at the first pitch curveball from Jeremy Holcomb, 0-1 now.
Woolly Mammoths out to an early lead here, just like last Saturday night when these two teams faced each other.
As that pitch is going to miss outside for a ball, 1-1.
Thanks to a 2-run shot from Alex Abbott.
Yeah, only one of those runs will be earned for Brown, however, as Joey Davis reached on an error. That was Martin's second error of the ball game. Without him to reach. Meanwhile, Roselli fouls another one off the right side, 1-2. So Jeremy Holcomb sets. Here comes the 1-2. It's going to be a ball high, so the count will fall even at 2 apiece. Look, he tried to go to the slider that time, but left it a little bit high. So the 2-2 comes in. He's going to hit that one towards the middle. That'll get down for a base hit. So a base hit up the middle for Tony Roselli will have the leadoff man on here in the top half of the 4th inning.
We are now even at hits now. Unicorns have 2, and so does the Woolly Mammoths.
Of course, the run total is really what matters here, as
Yes.
it's the Westside Woolly Mammoths who have a 2-0 lead right now, thanks to that 2-run jack from Alex Abbott. So now Gregory Jones will step in.
He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And this was the only strikeout so far for Jeremy Holcomb.
He's going to ground that one towards Joey Davis. You're going to toss down a second. Oh, it's a poor throw, however. And Tony Roselli is going to get all the way to third base on that error. And we have runners on the corners just like that here in the top of the 4th inning. As Utica Unicorns have an attempt here, an awesome chance to get some runs across home plate. So now it's going to be Mike Rampone coming in with a chance to cut this deficit in half as they trail 2-1.
Yeah, perfect chance to get his Unicorns on the board. He has 8 RBIs already this season, Brian. Could make it 9.
He's batting .293, which is a very good batting average. And we've seen him not just at second base, we've seen him all around the infield. He's a very good utility player. He's going to hit that one. Oh, foul down the third base line. Line drive there from Rampone, but just got a little bit out in front of it. So it'll be 0-1. Again, it's 2-0 in favor of the Mammoths right now. There's no outs in the top of the 4th inning with runners at the corners. As Holcomb sets on the mound, here comes the pitch. Tried to go to the curveball there, but it did not break enough and stayed high, 1-1. It's a 75-mile-an-hour pitch out of the hand of Holcomb.
Holcomb's really relying on that fastball, but we're now seeing him mix up his pitches now.
The 1-1 comes in.
Ooh, that just missed.
That was a nice slider there from Jeremy Holcomb. Started out over the heart of the plate and broke outside, trying to get Rampone chasing, but Rampone was a little bit wiser and held up, so it's 2-1 now. That's going to be a pitch way inside as Mike Rampone has to kind of dodge out of the way of that one. So 3-1. The runners will take their leads off the bases as the 3-1 pitch comes in. That's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. Nice fastball location there from Holcomb. Really froze Rampone. So a full count now on Mike Rampone with runners at the corners. His team trails by 2. The 3-2 pitch comes in, swing and a miss. Big rip there by Rampone. He's frustrated at himself.
That was a beautiful location there from Jeremy Holcomb.
Yeah, Jeremy Holcomb elected to go back with that fastball that we've seen so much out of him today. And he was able to dust off Mike Rampone for his the second strikeout of the ball game for him. So now it's going to be Tanner Levine.
What a debut it would be if he can get a base hit here and get the Unicorns on the board.
Yeah, he's got runners at the corners. Now only 1 out. The double play is an option, though, for the Mammoths, and I'm sure Jeremy Holcomb is well aware of that. He'll try and get Levine to roll over on one here. His last time up, he grounded out to Davis at second base. Oh, he's going to hit that one fouled on the third base side. Just over top of the Westside Woolly Mammoths dugout. And it'll be 1-1 now. So 2 on, 1 out Tanner Levine up, and like you said, Dan, it would be a heck of a way to debut yourself here with the Utica Unicorns if he were able to bring home a run. He's going to lay off a pitch inside, and he'll take it for a ball, 2-1. The curveball again from Holcomb missed. That pitch outside is going to be lost in the feet of Hamner, but no damage done as he was able to find it quickly. 3-1.
It's the second time Holcomb has gotten to a 3-1 count here. In this inning, he got ran home to a 3-1 count, but then ended up striking him out.
So the 3-1 pitch comes in, and he'll ground that one foul on the first base side. That'll force Roselli to retreat back to third base. So a full count on Levine with 1 out. So the 3-2 pitch comes in again. That's going to be way outside. No chance for Levine on that one.
Now the stables are full of unicorns.
Yes, they are, Dan. Bases will be loaded now after that walk on a full count to Levine. So it's a great chance here for Justin Erlinson to not only get the first run across for the Unicorns, but possibly tie the ball game.
He was hit by a pitch his first time up.
Yeah, that hit him in the back of the helmet, actually knocked his helmet off. They had the Beaumont trainers down there at first base, had to check on him, but he was okay. Which is good to see, because anytime you get hit with a pitch, especially high on the torso, it can be a scary situation.
Yeah, that's like in the concussion area.
As that one's going to be a fastball in the outer third of the plate, 0-1. Yeah, it definitely was. Jim Essien was definitely being safe rather than sorry on that attempt, as that one's going to be fouled on the third baseline. Really chopped at that one, 0-2. And, you know, it's just better safe than sorry. You want to check on your guy. I mean, he was hit in the head. Regardless of whether or not you have a helmet, I mean, we see all the time in all these different sports how much trouble the NFL is having with the concussion protocol. You just want to make sure that your player is going to be all right. So with the bases loaded and 1 out, it's Erlinson at the plate. His team trails by 2 runs as the 0-2 comes in. He'll swing and a miss.
Big strikeout there from Holcomb.
He chased that pitch outside. And Holcomb has an opportunity here to get out of a bases-loaded jam.
That's his second strikeout in this inning. He has 3 so far this evening.
So now Brett Balkin is the last chance here in the top of the 4th inning to do something for the Unicorns as they have bases loaded. And one thing you don't want to do as a baseball team is leave them loaded.
Yes, and you know, Brett Balkin, let's hopefully his stash can do some magic here.
Yeah, as his nickname is Brett the Stash Balkin. It's pretty obvious to see why. As he grounds that one towards the second baseman, Smith, and he'll make the throw down to first. And Jeremy Holcomb gets himself out of a bases-loaded jam here in the top of the 4th. So we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Mammoths still lead 2-0 despite the bases-loaded opportunity for the Unicorns. And when we come back, it's going to be Kent Blackstone set to lead things off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Following him be Kyle Hamner and Riley Palmer. Those are your 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half, the fourth inning, where Kent Blackstone has set to lead things off here.
Blackstone right now is 0 for 1 this evening. Ground out to the second baseman, Mac Rampone, his first time up.
So that first pitch is going to be fouled into the netting behind home plate. So it'll be 0-1 now on Blackstone. Mammoths got out to a 2-0 lead back in the third inning thanks to a 2-run home run to right field that ended up hitting that concert venue out there from Alex Abbott. As that one's going to be hit towards the gap in left center. And on the run is Roselli and Lolio will get there in time. And
wow, he had a lot of
ground to cover on that one. So fantastic range there from Nico Lolio. And now Kyle Hamner will step in with one down and nobody on.
Hamner ground out to the third baseman, Dylan Sprague, his first time up.
Like we were mentioning last Saturday when these two teams faced off, it was Dylan Sprague who had 3 RBIs as that one's hit way in the air, and the right fielder Erlinson is going to come over underneath it, will make the catch, and that's 2 quick outs here for Cody Brown as he looks to bounce back here in the fourth inning. So now Riley Palmer will step in as he is 0 for 1 today.
He reached safely due to an error, and that was on the first baseman, Willie Martin.
Yeah, Martin's had a couple errors here in his debut with the Unicorns. And maybe it might be those first game jitters that's happening. As the first pitch to Palmer comes in, that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. The second baseman, Rampone, over there playing a little bit closer to first base than usual. Might have something on Palmer as that one's going to be swung on and missed. And it'll be 0-2 quickly now on Palmer.
Palmer came to the night's ball game hitting .222 of the season.
Yeah, I remember the one time he reached first base, Dan, and I said he wasn't much of a base stealer. And then he proceeded to steal second and third base, and it felt like he must have felt me speaking poorly about him because he just set out to prove me wrong.
Yep.
As he calls for time down there at home plate. Cody Brown now sets, and he delivers the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball towards Sprague. It's going to be over his head, and that'll be a base hit into left field, and we have a man on now with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So Sean Wood will step in, looking to take his second swings of his ball game here.
That was now the third hit for the Woolly Mammoths this evening.
Riley Palmer with a decent leadoff down there at third base as the first pitch to Wood in the at-bat comes in. Fastball that misses just outside, trying to get Wood to chase on one. But Wood doesn't bite, and it'll be 1-0.
Palmer out to a decent lead over there at first.
Be a ball outside again, 2-0. Try to go back with that same fastball, maybe hoping for a different result. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That one's going to be skied high in the air as it will go out of play behind home plate. And the count will fall to 2-1 now. Sean Wood did not have a hit last Saturday, Dan, but he did reach base twice on walks, and then he advanced to second on a wild pitch. So at least when he's not swinging the bat well, he's showing good eye at the plate. Laying off pitches when he needs to and drawing walks. He's got 11 on the season. He takes a big rip there. Got him that time with that fastball outside, and count will fall even 2-2.
That fastball has been really working for Cody Brown this evening.
Yeah, it seems Cody Brown is pretty adamant about going a fastball on the outer third of the plate to Sean Wood. And I guess third time was the charm, as the third time he did it, he finally got Wood to swing. So So Cody Brown sets. Here comes the pitch. Again, another fastball. This one was a little more outside than usual, though, and the count will run full 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning with a runner at first base. Westside Woolly Mammoths hold a 2-0 lead. 3-2 pitch is going to be on the inside corner, and he will catch Sean Wood looking.
Wood did not like that call.
It's a good location on that fastball. Decides to go inside that time. Probably conditioned Brown to look for that outside pitch. But Sean Wood strikes out looking, and we go to the top of the 5th inning, where do it for the Utica Unicorns is going to be the top of the lineup. Brett Balkin, Dylan Sprague, and Willie Martin. So we'll be back shortly with more. It's still a Westside Woolly Mammoths 2 and the Utica Unicorns nothing. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention towards home plate. We are proud to introduce Jeff and Chelsea. And Jeff and Chelsea have been blessed and are expecting an addition to their family. And with the help of Diamond Hoppers Casey Chenoweth, we are about to find out whether their bundle of joy is going to be a boy or a girl.
Welcome back, everyone. Dylan Sprague set to lead things off for the Utica Unicorns here. And the 1-0 pitch is going to be grounded towards the second baseman, Davis, and they'll throw down to first base, and that'll be the first out here. That took not a whole lot of time.
Not a lot of time indeed.
And
are you still awestruck right now, Brian?
Yeah, Willie Martin is going to stand in now with 1 out. I'm sorry, between innings, I got to meet Doc Emmerich,
yes.
so I'm a little bit.
What a great man.
Yeah, that was amazing. So Willie Martin will stand in, and that first pitch outside is going to be a ball 1-0.
I mean, we grew up watching him on NBC Sports calling NHL games, and just what a voice. Great man.
Yeah, indeed. As he swings and misses at that one, 1-1.
You got to meet your idol.
Yeah, definitely the person I was aspiring to be like. So, but back to the game, 1-1, and that'll be a strike. 1-2 now. Another fastball from Holcomb. He got himself out of a bases-loaded jam last inning. It was a base hit by Roselli, then a fielder's choice by Jones, and then a walk from Levine. Put runners at first, second, and third base. For Erlinson came in and struck out, and it was a big out for Holcomb.
Yes, it was. And you know, Holcomb, just like Cody Brown, relying on that fastball, but we're starting to see these pitchers mix up pitches.
And there's Willie Martin's first base hit of his career with the Utica Unicorns as he ground balls that one up the middle for a base hit.
Came here in the 5th.
So Nico Lolio will stand in.
Nico Lolio is 1 for 2 tonight. Had a hit back in the 1st.
And that first pitch to Lolio is going to be a ball outside, 1-0. So a runner at first base, and that's going to be a strike, 1-1 now. One out here in the top half of the fifth inning. Be a strike behind, or a foul ball into the netting behind home plate, 1-2. The 1-2 will be outside, 2-2 now. As Holcomb sets on the mound, here comes the 2-2. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Nice diving stop there by Davis, but it won't be in time, as that's going to be an infield base hit for Nico Lolio, and he's got himself a multi-hit game today.
Yeah, great hit there from him. Great placement. It really was a struggle to turn a double play and also try to get him at first.
Not just a double play there, but he kind of hit it right between the second and the shortstop, so it was a tough play for both of them. Davis ultimately got the stop, but Nico Lolio charged on the line and reached first base. So now Tony Roselli will stand in with 2 on and 1 out, as Unicorns still trail by 2 runs here, and they look to get a first run across and cut this deficit in half. It's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. Nice curveball there by Jeremy Holcomb.
Yeah, that's been very great for him this night, using that with that curveball, making great location with it.
It's going to be a ball outside, 1-1. Try to go back to that curveball again there, Dan, but missed. Stepping off the mound now is Holcomb, and he does not like what this pitcher or his catcher was offering. He'll set, and we got runners at first and second. Here comes the 1-1. He's going to drive that one high in the air, out of play behind home plate, 1-2. It's going to be a ball outside, 2-2. So a 2-2 count on Tony Roselli with 1 out here, and runners at first and second. And swing and a miss there as he gets him with the curveball.
Man, that's been working for him this evening.
Yes, it has. He's been doing good work now. He's starting to rely more on that off-speed stuff than he was at the beginning of the game.
That's Holcomb's 4th strikeout.
And he is still rolling here. And we go to Gregory Jones now for his 3rd at-bat of the ball game.
He's 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out his first time up and then reached safely due to an error.
Swing and a miss there. Big rip there by Gregory Jones at 88-mile-an-hour fastball, but he will miss 0-1. Yeah, he's 0 for 2 today, but he did reach safely in 1 at-bat. And I guess you got to take him any way you can, as Jones is looking to bring home a runner from second. That runner is Willie Martin, who reached base earlier this inning on his first base hit with the Unicorns. So 1-1 count, and here comes the 1-1. That'll be another ball outside, electing to go back to the fastball there as Holcomb. Be 2-1. Oh, that's going to be a strike on the outside edge, and that looked a little bit outside in my opinion. But the umpire decided that was a strike, so the count will fall even, 2-2.
I agree with you there, Brian. It looked just a bit outside, but hey, the ump made the call.
So it's 2 apiece with 2 outs here in the bottom or the top of the 5th inning with runners at first and second. Westside Woolly Mammoths have a 2-0 lead after a 2-run home run from Alex Abbott back in the third. Swing and a miss, big rip, and he gets him with the changeup.
Big strikeout there for Holcomb getting out his inning.
I'm sorry, that was the slider from Holcomb, but again, big pitch there as, again, he gets out of a runners in scoring position jam, and we go to the bottom of the fifth inning where it's still tied. It's still a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and my mind is still scrambled. So we've played half a game of ball here where it's a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and when we come back, do it for the Mammoths is going to be Jeff Smith, Tommy Fiesel, and Joey Davis. And I'll take a deep breath, and when we come back, it's going to be the Mammoths up to bat. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the fifth inning. We've played one half a game of ball here, and it's still a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, Woolly Mammoths got out to that lead thanks to Alex Abbott, 2-run shot, and that came back in the third.
So now my pick for player of the game is up to bat for his second at-bat.
And you're beating me already tonight.
Well, he did have a base hit back in the third inning as he swings and misses at a first pitch, and it'll be 0-1.
To be honest, I don't even think we keep track. We just pick our players, see what happens.
So 0-1's going to be a ground ball down the third base side, and they're going to throw down to first, and that will be the first out here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
I just know that Steve, our writer, got us a lot of times already so far this season. But
so far I'm leading, but still half a game left to play, Dan, and I mean, it's just a little friendly competition.
Yes,
keep things interesting between us. So now Tommy Fiesel with one down and no man on here in the bottom of the fifth inning will step in.
He's 0 for 2 tonight. He reached safely back in the first due to an error and advanced on the base paths a lot due to the wild pitches from Cody Brown.
Yeah, he was taking advantage of the defensive lapses of the Unicorns, advancing the third, but no further as that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman Sprague. He bobbles it, though. It's going to be the fourth error on the game for the Utica Unicorns.
They have committed a lot of errors this season, and sometimes it has bite them.
The one game we automatically think about when we think about a lot of errors. They actually won. It was the highest scoring of game in USPBL history. It was a 17-15 final between the Hoppers and the Unicorns. And they committed like 7 errors in that ball game, but still came out on top.
It's crazy. You know, when you think about other baseball games, when a team makes that many errors, I didn't think they were going to come back and win that ball game.
But that's why you can't underestimate the Unicorns, as they are one of the best team at perseverance in the league. They tend to never give up. Even with they were down like 7 runs in that ball game, if I recall correctly, and they fought back and took the lead the next inning. It was crazy. So we got a runner at first base right now in Tommy Fiesel as he reached on an error for a second time today, as he continues to take advantage of defensive lapses from the Unicorns. The 0-1 pitch is going to be a ball high and outside, 1-1. So Joey Davis up the bat right now.
Yeah, Joe Davis is 0 for 2 tonight. Threw out to the center fielder his first time up, and then reached safely due to a Unicorns error. And that was their second error of the ball game. But right now they have 4 errors.
Yeah, not something you. I know we mentioned how they tend to get errors more often than other teams, it seems, but more days than not, they're pretty good about it. You know, you got a really good defender in Brett Balkin, Mike Rampone, and Connell Reynolds as second are very solid. That's going to be a line drive down the right side that just goes foul.
It looked like a hit and run situation there.
Definitely, that's what it was, as Tommy Fiesel was going on the pitch. But it'll be 1-2 now on Joe Davis. Interesting day for Tommy Fiesel, that's for sure.
Yes, it is.
He's reached on 2 errors, hit into a double play, and advanced to third on 2 wild pitches. So not an ordinary day.
No, not at all. And then also in the game last Saturday, he had an odd outing as well. Had a hit. He actually had 2 hits in the ball game and had a walk, but then struck out twice.
So he had, like you said, he had a little bit of a better game that time with 2 base hits. Never can go wrong with a multi-hit game. That's going to be fouled off on the left side, 1 for 2. Joe Davis had a good game back on last Saturday, at least RBI-wise. He did go 1 for 5, but with those 3 RBIs, that kind of wipes the slate clean on the fact that he was 1 for 5. Because if it weren't for him, his team would have lost 3-2 in that ball game. That 3 RBI base hit in the second inning ended up being a huge difference maker for the Mammoths in that game. The 1-2 pitch going to be outside. They're going to have him in a rundown, and they're going to not tag him at first. And I'm curious how they did manage not to get him at first.
Fiesel was, I mean, if he would have applied the tag.
Because that was a pitch out
Yep.
to Gregory Jones, because they were ready for Fiesel to try and steal. Fiesel bit and started running, and then he broke back to home plate after Jones had thrown down, but the tag was not in time still, so I guess I got to give it to Tommy Fiesel.
I'm wondering how he got his hands back in there in time.
The 2-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed there. That was a good breaking ball there from Cody Brown, and it's going to be 2 outs here, the man on for the Westside William Mammoths.
That is Cody Brown's 3rd strikeout this evening.
He's not a big strikeout pitcher. He's only got 7 strikeouts, well 10 now, in his 19 innings pitched. He's definitely more of a ground ball pitcher. He pitches to contact a lot more. So now it's Alex Abbott who hit that 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning, and those are the only runs so far for the Mammoths, as it's 0-1 as he swings and misses at that one.
Yeah, he has a red-hot bat right now in the William Mammoths lineup. He's hitting 294 coming to tonight's ball game. Has 32 hits, had 6 home runs and 21 RBIs. Now he has 7 home runs of the season, which, like you said, is a tie now in the league.
That's for 2nd highest in the league, as John Macon has 8 right now, and that's active leaders, as Jellikowski technically still has the lead in home runs at 9.
Yep.
But since he is not active in the league anymore after signing with the Twins, the active leader would be John Macon.
And that signing came last Saturday night as well.
The 1-1 pitch will be outside, 2-1 now.
Very special evening it was.
Yeah, it was just a fantastic evening. Taylor Jellikowski signs with the Minnesota Twins, then proposes to his girlfriend on the field. It was just a great day here at Jimmy John's Field, and it was awesome to be able to witness that myself. As it's going to be a ball low, 3-1 now. That fastball missed below the knees, 3-1.
And Alex Abbott is smart enough to not go fishing for that.
And that's going to be a walk to Alex Abbott after that 3-1 pitch missed. Another fastball from Cody Brown. And there's runners in scoring position for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
That's Brown's only walking this evening.
So now Ethan Whisker will step in with a runner in scoring position as he looks to extend the lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, Whisker's 0 for 2 tonight, though. He's going out to the shortstop. Brett Belkin, his first time up, and then struck out his last time.
Be a quick meeting at the mound between Cody Brown and Gregory Jones. Doesn't look like there's too much action over there in the Unicorns bullpen, so Jim Essien is going to trust Cody Brown on the mound to get himself out of this jam. He's pitched well so far.
Yes,
Besides that one bad pitch that resulted in a 2-run home run, he's been really good on the mound today.
Yeah, he's doing a great job mixing up his pitches.
It'd only be a 1-0 game if it weren't for the error that allowed Davis to reach safely as Ethan Whisker swings and misses at a slider there, a changeup I mean, 0-1. Okay, runners at first and second with 2 outs for Ethan Whisker. So he looks to extend his team's lead from 2-0 to maybe 3-0 or more. As that's going to be a ball way outside. That pitch is going to get to the backstop. That's going to allow runners to advance to second and third. And rounding third base is Fiesel. And he will stop there and go back to third.
Cody Brown had a couple wild pitches this evening already. Like for Thomas Fiesel, he was very productive on the base path back in the first, advancing on 2 wild pitches from Cody Brown.
Be a quick meeting at the mound between Rampone and Brown. See, 1-1 pitch comes in. He's going to fly that one to right field. Got good contact, but he was a little bit behind on that pitch. And he'll drive it to out of play on the right field patio. 1-2. It's going to be a ball outside, 2-2 now. The 2-2 count comes in. It's going to be a ground ball towards the shortstop, Brett Balkin. Nice diving stop, and he'll throw it down to first base.
Wow.
And get it in time.
Beautiful.
And Brett Balkin showing off his gold glove defense there as he saves a couple of runs from coming across home plate with that fantastic diving stop.
Man, what a stop.
Yeah, fantastic. So we've played 5 innings here at Jimmy John's Field, and when we come back, it'll be the top of the 6th inning. We're due up for the Utica Unicorns will be Mike Rampone, Tanner Levine, and Erlinson, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Utica Unicorns as they look to carry that exciting play into the next inning and maybe score some runs. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
As we now head here in the top of the 6th inning, Mike Rampone is due up right now for the Unicorns, and that was first pitch from Holcomb is called for a strike, 0-1.
The 0-1 pitch comes in, and he's going to check a swing on that one, but they're going to say he went around for a strike, 0-2. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
So Jeremy Holcomb will set on the mound. So the 0-2 pitch comes in, way outside on that fastball, 1-2.
His team is up to a 2-0 lead here in this ball game this evening, thanks to Alex Abbott's 2-run home run.
The 1-2 pitch comes in, another pitch inside. This time he went with the fastball, or I'm sorry, the curveball, tried to front door him with it, 2-2. He had Rampone twisted and turning out of the way of that one.
Yes, he did.
But it broke back close to over the plate, but still missed inside. So that'll be a fastball low, 3-2, full count now on Mike Rampone.
Coming to nice ball game, Rampone was hitting 293, 22 hits, a home run, and 8 RBIs.
Swing and a miss there as he gets him with a 3-2 fastball. And Rampone strikes out swinging for a second time today.
And now Jeremy Holcomb picks up, well, he ended last inning with a strikeout to start this inning. That's his 6th strikeout this evening.
He's definitely bounced back from his last performance, that's for sure. He's now in his 6th inning of work, and he's only allowed 3 base hits to this point. 4 base hits, I apologize. I was looking at the wrong line. 0-1 now on Tanner Levine. The 1-1 pitch will, or the 0-1 pitch will miss, 1-1. Holcomb sets on the mound. Here comes the 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2 now. Levine chasing after that fastball. He's still looking for his first base hit in his USPBL career, Dan.
Yes, he is.
He did walk his last time up, which is a pretty good thing. I'm sure he was pretty happy with it as he worked himself into a 3-1 count. The 1-2 pitch is going to be a breaking ball outside, 1-2 now.
Yeah,
or 2-2, I apologize.
William Martin is making his debut for the Unicorns as well, and he had his first hit last inning. So let's see if Levine can do the same thing.
Levine foul tipped that one off the top of the helmet of Kyle Hamner behind the plate. The count is even now at 2 apiece.
Just turned out to be a wonderful evening here at the ballpark.
Yeah, it's really just a beautiful evening altogether, as that's going to be a ball low, 3-2, a second full count in a row now for Jeremy Holcomb. He won the last battle. Let's see if Levine can win this one, though.
All fans were in their hoodies, jackets, and blankets, and having hot chocolate last night. This evening, don't see any of that.
3-2 pitch swung on and missed, and foul tipped into the glove of Hamner, and that'll be a strikeout again for Jeremy Holcomb. 2 strikeouts in a row on 3-2 pitches. And Jeremy Holcomb is continuing to roll here.
That's strikeout number 7.
That's 4 consecutive strikeouts for
yeah.
Jeremy Holcomb after allowing 2 consecutive base hits.
Yeah, he's wheeling and dealing right now.
He's obviously seemed to have found his groove here as Justin Erlinson will step in.
Justin Erlinson's 0 for 1 tonight despite being hit by a pitch back in the 2nd.
First pitch to him was a curveball that hit the outer third of the plate, 0-1. Went back to that curveball again. This time he missed a little bit low, 1-1. 75 miles an hour seems to be where his curveball comes in at when his fastball gets about to 91, 92. Big rip there by Erlinson as he chases a fastball high out of the strike zone, 1-2. Looked almost like he was swinging an axe at that one.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking for there.
The 1-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball low. Count's going to fall even, 2-2. Looked like he tried to go with the changeup that time. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No men on here in the top of the 6th inning for the Utica Unicorns. The 2-2 comes in. He's going to foul that one down the right field line. And it'll remain 2-2. The 2-2 pitch comes in. He's going to foul that one down to Blackstone at third. Toss down to first, and he'll be in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Holcomb, his second of the ball game. And we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We're due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Is going to be Kent Blackstone, Kyle Hamner, and Riley Palmer. It's still a 2-0 lead in favor of the Mammoths. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 6th inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be Kent Blackstone to lead things off.
Kent Blackstone's 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out to the second baseman, Mike Rampone, his first time, and then flew out to the left fielder, Nico Lolio, his second time.
Looks to do a little bit better here in his third at-bat, as the first pitch is going to be a fastball outside, 1-0.
Coming into tonight's ballgame, Blackstone was hitting .255, his 27 hits, 2 home runs, and 28 RBIs.
Cody Brown is back out there for his 6th inning of work, Dan, and by all accounts, he's done a fantastic job on the mound for the Unicorns tonight.
Yes, he has. It's just that 1-2 run shot from Alex Abbott really hurt him, and that was just a bad location of pitch he threw to Abbott.
So 2-1 now, and yeah, it happens. He only has 1 earned run, as one of the 2 runs that was on base, or that came around to score, was reached on an error. So he's done a fantastic job today, especially after bouncing back from his last performance that only lasted 4, as he gets Blackstone swinging there, and it's 2-2. Really blew that fastball by him.
Yeah, Blackstone could not catch up with that one.
It's definitely been a pitcher's duel.
Yes, it has.
In today's ball game, and it's really up to who throws the most mistakes, it seems. The 2-2 comes in. A big rip there by Blackstone, and he dusts him off there with a breaking ball.
Cody Brown basically said to Blackstone, thank you, and come again.
Yes. Blackstone goes down for the 3rd time today, this time on strikes.
Now Kyle Hamner, who's up right now, is 0 for 2 as well this evening. Grounded out to the third baseman, Dylan Sprague, his first time, and his second time flew out to the right fielder, Justin Erlinson.
So Kyle Hamner will stand in, like you were just saying. He's 0 for 2 as well. There's a lot of Westside Woolly Mammoths that seem to be 0 for 2 today. They only have 3 hits on the ball game, but the one hit that counts was that Alex Abbott 2-run home run.
And that was Alex Abbott's 7th home run of the season.
You don't need a lot of hits in a ball game. You just need ones when runners are in scoring position. As that's going to be a ground ball to Balkin. And Balkin from short throws it down to Martin at first, and that'll be the second out of the bottom half of the 6th. So Riley Palmer will stand in now.
He's 1 for 2 tonight. He had a hit for a single his last time up. He reached safely back in the 2nd due to an error on Martin over there at first.
Meanwhile, he's going to ground the first pitch over to Martin. Martin will toss over to Brown, and Brown has himself a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Making quick work.
Yeah, and he's been improving steadily throughout the entire game, and it's accumulated here into this 1-2-3 6th inning. So it's going to go to the top of the 7th inning where it's still a 2-0 lead for the Mammoths. They hold on to that. Had it ever since the 3rd inning, and when we come back for the Unicorns, it's going to be Brett Balkin set to lead things off. Following him will be Dylan Sprague and Willie Martin. It's the 1-2-3 hitters in that lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
We are pleased to announce yet another player from the USPBL who has signed a contract with a major league organization. On the field, our USPBL chairman and CEO, Andy Appleby, and the newest member of the Minnesota Twins organization, current USPBL home run leader, graduate of Madonna University from Fraser, Michigan, and joined by his family. Has a few words he'd like to say right now.
So welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 7th inning, and we're just cruising through this game so far, Dan.
Yeah.
So we're already in the top of the 7th.
And Brian, we have a new pitcher on the mound. It is Josh Mason doing the pitching now.
Jeremy Holcomb was very good through his 6 innings of work today. Doing 6 innings pitched, gave up just 4 hits in this ball game, no runs. He only walked, it seems, 3 batters in the entire game. And he struck out 5, or I'm sorry, he struck out 7 batters in this ball game, which is high for him. He's not necessarily a strikeout machine. So 7 strikeouts in 6 innings and 4 hits, no earned runs. He was definitely very good on the mound.
Yes, he was. And now taking over for him once again is Josh Mason. In 20 innings pitched, he has 3 wins, 0 losses, has given up 13 hits, 12 walks, has 23 strikeouts, given up 7 runs, 6 in which were earned, an ERA of 2.65 and a WHIP of 1.21.
Yeah, he's been very good for the Westside Woolly Mammoths out of their bullpen this season. Last time these two teams met last Saturday, he actually got the not the save. Oh no, he did get the save in that ball game. As I correct myself here, and he threw 1 inning of work in the 9th, and he did give up 1 run. It was that sac fly from Dylan Sprague that scored Mike Rampone. But he ended up getting the save and got his team the win.
Now Josh Mason just dusts off Balkin right there.
Yeah, so a good way to start off your relief appearance by striking out Brett Balkin, who is a dangerous leadoff hitter. Hits very well for contact, and first pitch strike here from Sprague, and he's wasting no time attacking the strike zone. So the 0-1 pitch is going to be outside. 1-1 now.
Dylan Sprague is 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out both times in his appearance.
That's going to be a fastball in the outer third of the plate. That was a good location on that fastball, Dan.
Yes, it was.
Just barely hitting that outside corner. Making it 1-2 now on Sprague.
And that's one way to get hitters.
And that pitch is going to miss outside. Looked like he would try to go with either a curveball or a changeup there. I couldn't really tell. 2-2. That fastball missed outside. Count's going to run full now. 3-2 on Dylan Sprague. Like you were mentioning, Dan Sprague's 0 for 3 today. He's going to pop that one high in the air. It's going to come behind home plate and land in the stands. No fan was able to make a spectacular catch on that foul ball. Count remains full.
Yeah, they were ready for that one, but unfortunately did not make the catch, the fans.
It's been a pitcher's duel in today's ball game. Only a 2-0 game. Maybe now with the reliever on the mound, the Unicorns can mount something here, as that's going to be fouled off down the left side. On the run is Blackstone into foul territory. He'll run out of room, however, as that one lands out of play. So the count will remain full. And remember last night when Ricky Castro went into a 19-pitch at bat.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a battle.
That was awesome to see. And, you know, the fans were getting behind it as well.
Every time he fouled one off, the fans would applaud as that's going to be foul tipped into the netting behind home plate by Sprague, and it will remain 3-2.
Yeah, but think about it. 19 pitches.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous in a good way.
Yes.
It was amazing to see, and then it ended up he struck out,
yeah.
which is, I mean, great for the pitcher. It's an exciting battle, and either way, the result's going to be something to be admired by either the pitcher or the batter, as that's going to be a pitch outside for a walk here in the top half of the 7th inning. So 1 on, 1 out. Now Willie Martin will step in.
Willie Martin had his first USPBL career hit, and that came back in the 5th. He is 1 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, he has a walk as well. That came back in the 1st inning in his first at-bat, or first plate appearance, I should say, with the USPBL and the Unicorns. That's going to be driven towards the gap in right center field. That one's going to knock it down as a fantastic running play from Whisker, and it's going to be Sprague charging back, getting in time.
Really thought that was going to be a hit there.
I thought that one was going to get down, but Sean Wood out there in right field covered a lot of ground to make that catch. Came all the way from right field, and fantastic play by him to get that out.
Yes, it was.
So now there's going to be 2 outs with just 1 on as Sprague retreats back to first base.
Yeah, he had to retreat fast because he could have gotten doubled up there. Very close.
So now Nico Lolio will stand in.
He is 2 for 3 tonight. Has 2 hits tonight.
That's going to be a ball high, 1-0.
First hit came back in the 1st, and then the second one, of course, back in the 5th. And like we were saying in his last batting appearance, he has come in clutch for the Unicorns all season long.
Swing and a miss there by Lolio, 1-1. And yeah, clutch is definitely a word that you can use as a synonym for Lolio, as he has hit a pinch hit sac fly in the bottom of the 9th for a walk-off. He's hit a pinch hit solo shot for a walk-off, and he's hit a pinch hit grand slam. He's got 25 RBIs, only batting
crazy.
.210. So that's going to be a ball outside, 2-1, and he's got himself a multi-hit game today. So while the story throughout the season is he didn't hit well for average, but hit well when his team needed him to, he's getting better at hitting for base hits when he's at the plate. So his average is slowly climbing up, and he's going to become a useful tool for the Unicorns going forward, as they're going to need him out in the field more and more, as it's going to be 3-1 now.
For all your Tigers fans out there, the score is 2-2 right now, and they are in the 6th.
It's going to be a pitch outside. Now Nico Lolio draws a walk as well. So 2 walks for Josh Mason this inning, has put runners at first and second base with 2 outs.
Really not what he was hoping for.
In case y'all are Y'all. Okay, I have a southern drawl all of a sudden. In case you all are wondering, Chris Cruz, who was injured last Sunday, I believe it was, when colliding with Erlinson in right center field, he's doing all right. His swelling in his ankle is coming down.
Yeah, we talked to Jim Estienne before the ball game, and also Nico Lolio, and they gave us those details.
So hopefully he'll be able to return soon because his defensive defensive ability, as apparently I can't say that word right now, his defensive ability out there in right field is definitely something that the Utica Unicorns need, as he has one of the most accurate arms out in the right field, or out in the outfield in general, here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, runners on the base paths are very scared of him because with that arm of his, he can really gun you down.
Prowess. That's what I was trying to say, and now I have it.
It always comes later on, you know. You figure out, oh, I was supposed to say that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's just that one word that trips you up, and that just happened to be that one this time. But so Tony Roselli will come up to bat after the umpire had to go break up the meeting at the mound.
I already know what the look Steve, our writer, would be giving you if he was here this evening.
He'd be having a little grin on his face, making fun of me. Runners at first and second, 2 outs for Tony Roselli. His team trails 2-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. So the first pitch is going to be driven high in the air, down the right side into foul territory. Whisker, the first baseman on the run, will make the catch.
Ooh. As
he falls down. He says he held on to it, and the umpire is going to call him out. So that's going to end the inning here, as a fly ball into foul territory will end it. So we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, where the Mammoths still lead 2-0. And due up for the Mammoths in the bottom half of the 7th will be Sean Wood, Jeff Smith, and Tommy Fiesel. So we'll be back shortly with more. It's still 2-0 lead for the Mammoths. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And we got a new pitcher on the mound, Dan.
Yes, we do. And it is Chris Dula making his USPBL debut. And we've waited for this moment because we've seen him in the lineup, got added to the Unicorns, but we're waiting for him to make his appearance, and now he is.
Yeah, he takes over on the mound for Cody Brown.
It's great to see.
And Chris Dula had played 5 years in the organization with the Texas Rangers. He unfortunately was cut this past season due to mechanical issues, but he's been working on them here.
Yes, he has.
And he's already, this is his first game with the Unicorns, but he's already had scouts here looking at him throwing. So Chris Dula is a phenomenal pitcher. That fastball comes at 96 miles an hour. So
already, oh man,
when his stuff was on, Chris Dula was striking guys out with ease in single A ball with the Texas Rangers organization. That's going to be a ball inside 1-1.
Yeah, he's just got to work on it. He's been working with the mechanical issues, and with our, of course, with Justin Duloff here at USPBL.
So the final stat line for Cody Brown is going to be 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, only one of which was earned, however. He only gave up 1 walk, it looks like. And 4 strikeouts. So a phenomenal outing for Cody Brown as Chris Dula walks Sean Wood for the first batter he faces in his career here with the Unicorns. So a leadoff walk will bring Jeff Smith up.
Now, Dula, we were supposed to actually see start tomorrow for the Unicorns, I believe.
I don't know if you were supposed to see him start or if we were just supposed to see him come in. But either way,
yes.
We weren't supposed to see him till tomorrow. But a great chance here as he comes into this ball game and tries to keep this score the same. As that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. And man, does he have a fastball, 0-1.
Oh.
That was at 96 miles an hour, and that seems to be pretty much constantly where he's throwing it.
It's brutal.
In a good way.
Yes.
Swing to miss.
Man.
Big rip there as Jeff Smith swings that one in at the hands, 0-2.
No way he can catch up to that one.
Not a chance. And the current record right now is held by Corey Kimber at 98 miles an hour. And I'm curious if Chris Dula might be able to surpass that. The 0-2 comes in, and 95-mile-an-hour fastball is going to trickle away from Jones. But Sean Wood will stay put at first base. So no outs and 1 on here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Westside Woolly Mammoths have a 2-0 lead. They got that lead all the way back in the 3rd inning, Dan.
Yeah, thanks to Alex Abbott's 2-run shot to right. And I mean, it flew out of here.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do besides watch that one fly.
And it hit the stage out there in right center. Where
Yeah,
our concert
the
venue
concert stand?
Yep.
Normally on Saturdays we have a band here, but we don't this Saturday, and probably a better thing because someone's drum set would have been nastily dented.
They would have to go get a new one.
So Dula sets on the mound, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss there by Smith, and he's dusted off by that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He chased that one high, and Dula doing a good job mixing up his location with that fastball. He knows what his best pitch is, so he's going to use it, and he's going to use it a lot, and he's going to change his location to try and confuse batters. So now Tommy Feasel steps in.
Yeah, Tommy Feasel is 0 for 3 tonight technically, but reached twice due to errors by the Unicorns.
As that's going to be a called strike 1, 0-1.
It's a very odd evening he's been having.
Yeah, like you said, he reached twice safely, both because of errors from the infielders. He hit into a double play, and then in the first inning when he reached on an error, he advanced to second and third because of wild pitches. So he was definitely doing a good job of taking advantage of the other team's lapses in defense when he could. Unfortunately, was not able to come around to score that time. That's going to be a ball high. 2-1 now to Feasel. The 2-1 pitch comes in. He's going to half swing at that one, try to protect the plate, but ended up making contact. Grounds it down to Martin at first, and that'll be the second out. So Martin took it himself to tag first base on that half-hearted swing there. Looked like a check swing from Feasel. So that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and now Davis will step in.
He's 0 for 3 tonight as well. He did reach safely back in the 3rd due to an error.
Struck out most recently, though, in the 5th inning. And he's going to be looking to change his fortune a little bit here. He's got a man in scoring position. He can tack on the lead. and make it 3-0 if he can bring home Sean Wood from second. Wood advanced to second base on that ground out from Fiesel. So a productive out. That's going to be fouled in the netting behind home plate, 1-1.
Man, that fastball from Chris Dula has just been very good tonight.
Well, he has definitely lived up to the hype so far. We were told when they acquired him a couple weeks ago that he had a very good fastball, and he's proved it here tonight with that 96 miles an hour. And 1-2. Now, he hasn't gone higher than that, but he's been consistently throwing at 96, and that is just phenomenal. The 1-2 comes in. That's going to be hit for a base hit into right field. They're going to wave Wood around third base, and the throw in is going to be in time.
Wow.
And they get Sean Wood at home from a nice throw in from Erlinson in right field.
Man, that was a great throw by him.
So a fantastic
right
throw from
money.
the right fielder, like you said, Dan, on the money, and that's going to keep the score at 2-0. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Utica Unicorns. Will be Greg Jones, Mike Rampone, and Tanner Levine. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Utica Unicorns. Is going to be Greg Jones.
And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Woolly Mammoths. It is Gavin Collins taking over.
Gavin Collins so far this season has been doing a pretty good job. He takes over for Josh Mason, who went 1 inning of work, gave up no hits, walked 2 guys, and struck out a batter. Gave up no earned runs, though.
Now Gavin Collins, who's has in 10 innings pitch, he has 0 wins but 1 loss. He's given up 9 hits, given up 7 walks, has 9 strikeouts, given up 6 runs, 5 in which were earned, and an ERA of 4.35 and a WHIP of 1.14.
So the ERA is a little bit higher than he'd probably help, but it's not a bad ERA either, and a good outing here can help bring that down. As Collins sets on the mound, here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be skied high in the air. Another one into the crowd. A couple of souvenirs here for the fans in tonight's ball game.
Now Greg Jones, he's 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out twice.
Yeah, once looking, once swinging. He did reach on a fielder's choice, however. It's not a base hit, but reaching base in any fashion is always a good thing. The 1-2 pitch comes in, and he swings and misses there at a fastball outside. and gets dusted off by Gavin Collins to start the 8th inning. So now Mike Rampone will step in.
Rampone is 0 for 3 tonight. Actually 0 for 2 tonight. Technically, because he walked back in the second.
Yeah, he did get that walk in the second, but he struck out swinging both in the 4th and the 6th. Jeremy Holcomb getting the better of him in those at-bats. As that's going to be a strike on the inside corner. Nice fastball there by Gavin Collins. 0-1. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike as well. Count's going to fall to 0-2 on Mike Rampone. The 0-2 pitch comes in. He's going to check a swing on that one. They're going to say he went, though. And 2 strikeouts swinging for Gavin Collins to start the 8th inning, and he's brought his stuff today, Dan.
Yes, he has. And it's just what Shea McCaddy wanted from him.
So no Tanner Levine will stand in. Still looking for his first base hit with the Unicorns.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He walked back in the 4th.
First pitch to Levine is going to be a strike 0-1. Nice placement by that fastball again from Collins. Yeah, not a whole lot of offense for the Unicorns or the Mammoths in today's ball game, as that's going to be swung on and missed. 0-2 now. It's really been a pitcher's game, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. The Unicorns has given up 4 hits, and so have the Mammoths.
Yeah, they both have 4 hits in this ball game, but that's really been it. Only 1 hit has done any damage. That was that home run from Abbott. So the pitchers have really done a great job of locking things down as that fastball misses just outside to Levine, and the count will go 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch is going to be outside. Count's going to fall even though at 2 apiece. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. He's going to drive that one high in the air in the left field. On the run is Blackstone into foul territory as that one lands almost in the dugout. I'm sorry, the bullpen of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So now it's going to remain 2-2. Unicorns still trail it by 2 runs. They left the bases loaded back in the 4th inning, and Jeremy Holcomb striking out Erlinson to end that threat. Sorry, grounded out Brett Balkin to end that threat.
And that was a diving stop by Balkin.
The 2-2 pitch is going to be down low for a ball, and the count's going to run full now, 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Unicorns only have 4 outs remaining to try and tie this ball game or possibly take the lead.
It's just been a pitcher's duel this evening.
Yeah, 1 mistake pitch by Cody Brown is the reason it's 2-0 right now, is that's going to be a ball high, or a foul ball high and out of play. It'll remain 3-2. Collins sets. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be outside, so Tanner Levine's going to draw a second walk of the ball game. And like I was saying, Dan, getting on base in any fashion is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
You don't necessarily have to get a base hit every single time up. I'm sure he'd like his first hit here with the Utica Unicorns, but
It will have to wait.
I'm sure he'll be quite content with a couple of walks as well.
Now here comes Justin Erlinson to the plate.
Erlinson is 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, he was hit by a pitch back in the second.
Yeah, that pitch hit him in the helmet and knocked his helmet off, but he seemed to be okay. going to foul tip that one off the mask of Hamner. 0-1 now. Collins' fastball seems to be doing a very good job here at hitting the spots he wants it to. He struck out both Jones and Rampone with that same fastball. He's been getting it up to 93 here. As Collins sets on the mound. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss there. There's that fastball again. 0-2. That time he threw it by the knees of Justin Erlinson. He fanned at it. So the runner at first, here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he gets Erlinson with a strikeout.
That's his third strikeout in this inning after coming in.
Gavin Collins strikes out the side here in the top of the 8th inning, and we go to the bottom of the 8th where the Mammoths still lead it 2-0. Due up for them in the bottom half of the 8th inning is going to be Alex Abbott. Following him be Ethan Whisker and Kent Blackstone. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 8th inning, where Alex Abbott, the man who hit the difference-maker home run here in this ball game, is up to bat.
And we have a new pitcher for the Unicorns. It is Tom Constant taking over on the mound.
Yeah, he takes over for Chris Dula, who made his debut last inning with the Unicorns. He went 1 inning pitch, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out a batter, but no earned runs. And you can thank Erlinson for that one, as he owes him a meal after this ball game.
Yes, he does.
A fantastic throw from Erlinson from right field. Threw down the runner at home plate and kept this game at 2-0. So the 0-1 pitch is going to come in and popped into the stands behind home plate. 0-2 now on Alex Abbott.
Now, Constant, who has taken over here in this inning, he is in 22 innings pitch, has 2 wins, 4 losses. He's given up 17 hits, has given up 15 walks, has 21 strikeouts, given up 12 runs, which 9 of them were earned. Has an ERA of 3.57 and a WHIP of 1.33.
So the 0-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a strike on the inner third of the plate in the corner at that, as that curveball gets in there. And Alex Abbott doesn't agree with the call, but Tom Constant starts off the bottom of the 8th with a called strike 3.
And that is strikeout number 22 for him.
The first pitch to Whisker is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1 on him now. Fans on that 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Tom Constant. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. That's going to be a ground ball behind home plate. He's going to check his swing on that one as that pitch comes in low and the count's going to fall even at 2 apiece. I'm sorry, it'll go to 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Ethan Whisker with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mammoths hold a 2-0 lead. He's going to ground that one over to Brett Balkin. Brett Balkin has it. And the throw down at first will not be in time to the plate, but Martin will tag Ethan Whisker instead. So an out nonetheless.
Yeah, the last time Ethan Whisker ground out to Balkin, that was a diving stop by him. But this time it was right to him, but obviously pulled.
That was that fantastic diving play by Ethan Whisker to end that inning and stop a pitch, or stop a batter from scoring, or a runner, I should say. As the 2-0 comes in, and that's going to be a ball high, 1-0.
Blackstone's 0 for 3 tonight.
He's also the last chance here in the bottom of the 8th for the Mammoths to extend their lead before turning it over to their closer in the top of the 9th. It's going to be a ball outside, 2-0, or 2-0. 2-0 is the score.
Yes.
Alex Abbott had a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning.
I kind of figured that you were going to
I'll segue
go to
into
that,
that, I'm trying to cover up my mistake there. It's 3-0 now after 3 consecutive pitches have missed. Tom Constant coming in relief of Dula. He struck out Abbott and then grounded out Whisker as that 3-0 pitch is going to hit the outside corner for a strike, 3-1.
Blackstone just barely getting a piece of that one.
I'll make it 3-2. So nobody on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 3-2 count and on Kent Blackstone. And the 3-2 pitch comes in. He's going to foul that one off into the stands to the left of home plate. Kent Blackstone doing a good job here, protecting the plate and staying alive. Constant will take a step off the mound. As the 3-2 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one high in the air towards left field. Balkin on the edge of the outfield grass will make the grab, and that is going to end the inning.
But it's going to be last chance for the Unicorns.
Yes, that is correct, Dan. So after a 1-2-3 inning from Tom Constant, we're going to go to the top of the 9th, where, like you said, it'll be last chance for the Utica Unicorns. And when we come back, it's going to be Brett Balkin and Dylan Sprague and Willie Martin to lead things off. Those are your 1-2-3 hitters. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the ninth inning, where it's the last call for the Utica Unicorns.
And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Woolly Mammoths, and it is Joel Sharon taking over.
Sharon's going to come in here and try to get the save, and close it out as well. Collins goes 1 inning pitched, strikes out the side, walking 1 batter, giving up no hits and no runs. So great job there by Gavin Collins, and now it's going to be Joel Sharon to come in here and keep this shutout going and end the ball game.
In 12 innings pitched, Sharon has 2 wins, 0 losses, given up 10 hits, 10 walks, has 18 strikeouts, given up 5 runs, 2 in which were earned, an ERA of 145 and a whip of 168.
It's 1-1 now on Brett Balkin after that last fastball was in there for a strike at 91 miles an hour.
Now last night, Brian, we seen a comeback from the Beavers in this inning and walk it off.
As he swings and misses at a ball in the dirt, and Brett Balkin was expecting a different pitch there. Looked like he got a change up low that time, 1-2. Yeah, Dan, it was a walk-off win for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers.
As Carl Bryce blew the save.
Yeah, they had a 1-run lead going into the top of the ninth, or the bottom of the ninth, and they blew it. And it was actually the Beavers who ended up walking that one off, and it was a good game.
Yes,
as it was Brandon Raw who had a double off the wall in right field to end up winning that game.
And Brandon Raw turned into, he was 0 for 3 coming into the plate and ended up being the hero.
A little bit disappointed in myself, though, because I had a prime opportunity to say Friday Night Raw.
Yes, you did.
And I missed it. As he swings out another pitch in the dirt, it's going to be a drop third strike. Hamner behind the plate is going to throw down a first base where Whisker has it, and that'll be the first out here in the top of the ninth. Just looking over the scorecard here for the Unicorns, the leadoff batter has struck out in 5 of the 9 innings so far in this ball game. As the first pitch to Sprague is going to be a strike on the inner third of the plate, 0-1. That one's going to be up in the air. It goes off of the hand of Hamner behind the plate, and it'll be 1-1. There's a bad pitch there by Sharon, not even close to the strike zone.
No. You know, Dylan Sprague was saying, I'm not going after that one.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3 already. He did reach on a walk his last time up, though, like you were mentioning, Dan. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning. It's the last call for the Unicorns, and Dylan Sprague up the bat. They do have the top of the lineup for him, though, so if they need anyone to try and make a comeback here, it's these batters in this inning. 2-1 now, as they got the 1, 2, 3 batters, Balkin, Sprague, and Martin. That one's going to be down for a base hit down the left field line. And
Dylan start.
Sprague grounding first base will retreat, and that's what you need. As he makes good contact on that one, hitting a bloop single down the left field line. So Willie Martin, who had his first base hit of his USPBL career earlier today, will step in.
Yeah, that came back in the 5th inning. He flew out to the right fielder, Sean Wood, his last time up, though.
And he stands in as the game-tying run at home. So his career batting average now with the Unicorns is .333, and he's only had 4 at-bats and plate appearances and 3 at-bats, but just a statistic I could do in my head real quick as he check swings that one foul. Or not, as it was a wild pitch. I thought it went off of Martin's bat, but apparently he held back, and that's going to move Sprague into scoring position thanks to that wild pitch. So Willie Martin will have a runner in scoring position now, and he has an opportunity to get his first RBI here in the top of the ninth as the Unicorns attempt to make a comeback here. That wild pitch also takes the double play out of the equation. Swing and a miss there by Martin, and it's 0-2.
That was a big swing from him there.
Yeah, took a big grip at that fastball, but missed. And now Willie Martin is behind in the count and gives Sharon a lot of room to work on the mound. Takes a look back at second, and the 0-2 pitch comes in. It's going to be fouled down the right side. So it'll remain 0-2 now. Sharon sets on the mound. He's trying to decide with Hamner about what pitch to throw, and he decides. Takes a look back at second base and will deliver the 0-2 pitch. That's going to be down low at the knees for a called strike 3. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. He blew by Willie Martin, and that's going to be the second out here in the top of the 9th.
That's his second strikeout this inning.
So now it's going to be all up to Nico Lolio, and Dan, this is his type of situation.
Yes, it is. Oh, it's not going to be
And
Nico Lolio.
scratch that. Nico Lolio is going to be pitch hit for by Mitchell Price.
I'm kind of shocked here.
As am I. This is the type of situation where Nico Lolio thrives, but I think it's because there's maybe there's a new pitcher on the mound and they have different statistics. Maybe Price hits better against Sharon. I'm not quite sure because Price is new to the league.
Yeah.
It's probably because of handedness. Joel Sharon on the mound is a lefty. Nico Lolio is a lefty as well, so they're doing this for matchup reason. Mitchell Price is a righty, so I think he has a better shot at bringing in that runner from second base.
Yeah, Mitchell Price only has 9 at-bats right now for the Unicorns.
He swings and misses at the first pitch offered, 0-1.
He only has 1 hit, so this is a different situation here.
So the runner at second base and 2 outs. It's the top of the 9th inning, and Mitchell Price stands in as the last out in this ball game. He's going to foul that one in the netting, and it's 0-2, and the Unicorns are on their final strike here in the top of the 9th inning. Westside William Mammoths took a 2-0 lead in the third thanks to a 2-run home run from Alex Abbott to right field, and we've had that same score ever since. So the 0-2 comes in, and that's going to be high for a ball, 1-2. Try to give him the bite at a fastball high there. 1-2 now on Price. With a man on at second base, here's the 1-2. He's going to fly that one towards right field. On the run is Wood, charging to his left, and he will make the catch on the foul line down there in right field.
He had a cover there.
And that's going to end the ball game. The Utica Unicorns take down the Westside William Mammoths take down the Utica Unicorns 2-0 in this ball game. It was a pitching duel all the way through. Your winning pitcher is going to be Jeremy Holcomb, and your losing pitcher, unfortunately, for Cody Brown will be him. And the save goes to Joel Sharon.
Yeah, it was a pitcher's duel this evening, Brian.
Yeah, fantastic pitching from both sides throughout the entire ball game. Only one mistake pitch ended up being the difference maker, and sometimes that's just how the game goes. But we'll go away for a few minutes as we tally up our final stat lines, and when we come back, we'll let you know, we'll give you a recap, let you know what's to come, and give you our game MVP. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dober with you here, and we're going to give you a quick post-game recap. And it was the Westside William Mammoths that took down the Utica Unicorns 2-0, shutting them out. And it was a pitcher's duel all the way through today,
yes,
Dan.
It was. Jeremy Holcomb was outstanding. So was Cody Brown, even though he gets the loss.
Yeah, Cody Brown is going to get the loss in this ballgame while Holcomb gets the win, and you can't take anything away from Cody
No.
Brown. He pitched phenomenally as well. He had a great bounce-back outing. Both of them did, since their last outings each were a little bit less than stellar. Holcomb goes 6 innings in this ball game, gives up 4 hits, 3 walks, strikes out 7, which is higher than what he's normally doing. Gives up no earned runs. Following him was Mason, Collins, and Sharon, and all of them pitched 1 inning each. None of them giving up a run, and only 1 hit between the 3 of them. And 6 strikeouts between the 3 of them as well. On the other side of it was Cody Brown, who went 6 innings, and he only gave up 1 mistake pitch. It was that home run to Alex Zabit. 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of which was earned, however. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Following him was Dula, who struck out 1, walked 1, gave up 1 hit, no runs. Constant came in the 8th inning and had a 1-2-3 inning himself. So great pitching all the way around in this ballgame, but that 1 pitch from Cody Brown ended up being the difference maker.
Yes, it was. And, I mean, Brian, who are you going to go for your player of the game?
I think you got to go with Alex Abbott.
Yes, you do.
There wasn't much offense in this ballgame. He was the only one who really did anything.
Yeah, he went 2 for 3, had a homer and 2 RBIs.
Don't forget he also had that walk. So even when he wasn't hitting the baseball, he was getting on base by other means. So he had a great game offensively and really came through in the clutch for the Mammoths today. Who's your pitcher of the game?
You know, I'm going to have to give it to Holcomb.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in sync here on this day with Jeremy Holcomb going those 6 innings. He was definitely dominant in today's start. Only giving up 4 hits, and those 7 strikeouts is phenomenal. So, Dan, again, the final was 2-0 in favor of the Mammoths. So what's coming up for tomorrow?
Wait, we have the Utica Unicorns taking on the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and you know when these 2 teams meet, they go at it in the slugfest. And tomorrow, also, if you come to the ballpark, get here early because you get a Ribby bobblehead.
I definitely would be. I'm getting here early, but I don't know if I get one. I definitely would want one.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's going to be an exciting day here tomorrow, 1:35
yep.
that start.
And it was a wonderful night. We had
fantastic.
Pirates and Princess Night. You had Captain Sparrow. I mean,
from Pirates of the Caribbean,
yes,
yeah.
He was here, and you seen little kids dress up in their princess, like the princesses. You got kids dressing up as their favorite pirate. So
Doc Emmerich came and
yeah,
a surprise visit here at Jimmy John's Field.
It was great to see him.
So, yeah, that's going to do it here at Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher with Dan Dobler. It's a 2-0 final. Mammoths take down the Unicorns, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll be on the air at 1:20. Game starts at 1:35. So please tune in again. Thank you very much.